So for the academic section, I think a lot of the history and some of the background to better understand sort of the perspectives that the Chinese side of the house is looking at. Because of course from the Singaporean perspective, we don't necessarily always get that from the media all the time. So it was quite a good balance, and I thought that was very helpful. I did like, and this is again specific to my lesser familiarity with China, some of the details and specifics on the intricacies of how the political system was organized, whether that's the province level, the state level, and how that translates into then, I guess, how you would approach them and some of those specifics. That was particularly helpful.
要感谢工商中国这次为我们创造了很多互动的机会，等于是搭桥牵线吧。我非常期待这次的互动。
我觉得这个研究班能够让我达到2个目的。第一个目的是能够让我有一个更高层次的对中国的宏观的理解，因为我们在这个课程里面有很多教授很系统化的细心分享。然后另外一点，我们这个班也让我们有机会能够实地采访跟考察中国非常多的领先行业的企业，所以这个对我来说是一个非常珍贵的一个机会。
对中国企业的那些互动跟他们的感触，从以前中国的未来到现在有什么转变，还有未来的方向，这些经验跟他们累积的这些知识，是课堂书本上学不到的知识。
So I think in terms of the companies that I found the most memorable, that would be Transsion, which is actually Chuanying, because surprisingly, it was a company that I hadn't heard of until I joined on board the program. And then I realized what they did. And what they did was actually to sell sort of mobile phones into South Africa. And they ended up being one of the largest seller of mobile phones into Africa. What they really did is leverage once again upon sort of the Chinese ability to be fantastic manufacturers. They take a high value item and manufacture it to such an incredible level of efficiency that they are able to bring the cost down. But at the same time, just because Africa doesn't have as strong a purchasing power, it doesn't mean that their people have the needs, don't have the needs of of the US or something, or of a country with a greater purchasing power. So they found this in mobile phones, smartphones, and adapted it to the local market, and then also pushed through the product into that market, and then dominated that economy. So I found it extremely fascinating.
I was particularly impressed with the visit to Baitu Apollo. The fact that we managed to have a ride in an actual driverless car, and from what I understand, it is an actual car from the taxi fleet that is running already and commercial in Wuhan. So that was really impressive because it showed how practical and how far ahead really the technology had developed, and maybe one day we can see it in Singapore too.
I thought that the visit to Sany was extremely memorable. I found it very memorable and interesting primarily because the way they've continuously innovated in their smart manufacturing techniques, how they initially used more basic automation and then eventually built up the capabilities augmented by AI capabilities to improve the speed and the safety of their manufacturing processes. I think first of all, on a personal level, I've always had a deep interest in China and the potential of the Chinese economy. And I think second, on a professional level, China is of course a very important market for capital and investment. It accounts for around 35% of our assets under management. And I thought it'd be best for me to come here, get to see the companies, get to see the latest developments in China and learn more. In terms of how this helps me in my work, I think a better understanding of these trends in the Chinese economy will certainly help us as we make investment decisions, asset management decisions about how best to optimize and position our real estate assets in China for the future.
这个研修班我们能够聚在一起，是大家的缘分。我觉得能够有这么多各行各业资深高管们，再加上我们的政府部门的同事们，能够汇集在一起，是一个很珍贵的缘分。所以我希望大家能够在这个领袖班之后，我们都紧密联系，保持这份缘分跟保持我们大家的友谊。